I was the first personal shopper to show my face. But there's probably £500,000 in that cabinet. Each bag is £25,000. Because the network in the UK, I think, is so hard, bro. No one wants to speak. Dubai is nuts. Every single day is a deal. I know the numbers. I was making more selling trainers than I was in recruitment. They used to think I was a drug dealer. And I would come in with a different watch. I'd invest all my money from reselling into watches. They go, mate, you must be selling drugs on the weekend.
Why did someone decide to get a mindset coach?
Older, influential person that sees something in me.
No mindset, no money.
If I had this in the UK and the UK was safe, the numbers we're doing now are through the roof. Someone will come in to buy a pair of shoes and they will spend $500,000 to start buying Birkin bags. We make more money from a Birkin than we do from Neuros. I went over to this table of guys and they actually told me to F off. All got nice watches on, they're all wearing Hermes. That for me is money. My Instagram got impersonated. Where's my item? I'm gonna smash your face in. Bro, I was getting threat after threat after threat. Went to the police station, they wanted help. Now I'm tasting the Dubai money. These are people that are spending large amounts in a short period of time. One guy spent like £150,000. And I remember going like, you wanna pay up front?
So they say network is your net worth. Now I look at a business like yours and I can say that's probably the truest thing for you.
Yeah.
But you tell me in your experience, how has that helped you?
Well, listen, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Now, I'm not the smartest person, but over the last 9 years of being in the personal shopping space, I've met incredible people that have paved the way or paved the journey that I'm on now, let alone I've been in Dubai 12 months and I've got Dubai's fastest growing showroom. Yeah, it's a little bit of what I know, but it's more of who I know.
So Harley, introduce us and the people to who you are and what you do.
Yep, so as you said, my name's Harley. I'm the CEO and founder of Trendsourcing and also the CEO and founder of Trendsourcing Dubai.
I remember we were going to do this podcast around 2022, but as you said, you know, trying to get hold of me is like chasing a girl, so I apologize for that.
Yeah, listen, also, and I don't chase. Yeah.
But I generally do think a lot of it comes down to timing.
Yeah.
Now, I personally probably would say that this time is definitely much better than the last time.
100%.
And, you know, where things have come, your showroom is just a statement to where you are at.
Yeah.
But I want to dive it all the way back, bro. So, obviously, personal shopping, sourcing luxury items like all the Birkins that we got here right now on my right, on my left, and all the Goyards on the right. How did this even all come about in the first place?
Yeah, the journey's been crazy, and touching on what you said, I'm DM'd you in 2022 when I just left my 9 to 5, and I did say in that DM actually, manifest I'll be on the podcast when my story's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Was it worthwhile then? No, I just literally just left my 9 to 5 and didn't know what I was actually going to be doing. Is it worthwhile now? Everyone will say yes. I'd probably still say no. Yeah, because it's very hard to pat yourself on the back, right?
Yeah.
But my journey started in 2016. I used to queue up outside stores for a reseller. Used to literally get paid £10, right? Imagine being 16, and I say this story to everyone, and they're like, why would you queue up for £10? But I was 16, and I used to wake up at 5 a.m. on a weekend, go outside Size or Offspring or JD. The reseller would give me the money for the shoes, give me my £10. I would go into a store, buy the latest pair of sneakers with a big wad of cash, give him the shoes, go about my day. But I was stood there with friends.
And you're doing all of that with a tenner?
For a tenner.
Yeah.
But at 16, you got to think, there was no other way to make money, right?
Yeah.
Like, no other way for me to make money. All I cared about was going out, messing around, playing with friends.
Yeah.
So I did that for a while and it got enjoyable. Some days it would be Saturday, Sunday. Some days it would even be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So some sessions I'll make £30. That would obviously accumulate and add up. Now, I don't come from money. I come from a working class family where you can't just turn around and say, Mum, buy me a pair of shoes. Or Dad, I want to go and buy a pair of Nike shoes. They're £120. Get me them.
Yeah.
It's like, well, it's not your birthday, it's not Christmas. So I never actually had the funds to go and buy the shoes, and I didn't understand the business model for a good while. But then it all started to click, like everything, right? I started to understand why I was outside the shop. I understood what he was doing with the shoes, and then I started to understand how he made money. I wanted to be him, didn't have the funds to go and do it. Now, I remember Size dropped a pair of Huaraches. Huarache's not a thing anymore, but
they were. I remember I used to turn up to Car from Warehouse wearing them all the time.
Bro, like I remember the triple blacks.
Yeah.
Like the triple whites.
Yeah.
Triple whites. I literally had my nan outside one shop, my mum, my dad, I had everybody.
Yeah.
And I remember begging my dad and I was saying to him, like, look, give me the money for these shoes. I don't want no Christmas presents, don't want anything. I'm going to make money. Put a little bit of my money, put a little bit of money from my mum and dad, went and bought the shoes.
Yeah, they were £110 at the time?
No, these were £95. £95, and they were size exclusive. But then I did the actual drop for him, the reseller. But then they restocked on the Nike website. I was like, I need these because I know what they retail for. Because basically, he trusted in me to then go and do the deals for him.
Yeah.
So I was really on the forefront of like, okay, wait, I've just bought them for £95. He sold them for £300, but I've only made £10. And then it all transitioned from there. I started to basically just copy what he done. Went outside the shops.
So did your dad help you get the first pair of Huaraches then, basically?
With a lot of persuading.
Okay.
Yeah, with a lot of persuading. Obviously built up the money from just waiting outside the shops.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of a handout from mum and dad, maybe like £50, £60.
Yeah.
Look, the shoes weren't expensive, but trying to persuade your mum and dad to give you money on a pair of Nike shoes that makes money, even till now, they don't understand.
The concept is unfathomable.
Yeah, my mum and dad don't understand what I do.
Yeah, it's like me telling my parents I want to make YouTube my full-time living. They're like, nah, it's not happening.
Yeah. It's even like Christmas come and my mum said, I said, what do you want? She went, I love them bags that you sell.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely not. They're £25,000. Do you know what I mean? Because she doesn't get it. She doesn't know what I do.
Yeah.
But so it all spiraled out from there. And then I just copied his business model.
So what did you get? Just one pair of Huaraches? That was it.
On that day, that's all I could afford.
Yeah.
I only bought one pair, but they were reselling for £350.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then I would put them in a Facebook group, and they would sell within seconds.
So you sold them then?
Sold them straight away. Like I sold them before I even bought them. Because that's what people would do. People would list them on eBay or Facebook, and they would predict the size they're going to get.
Yeah.
Because I used to do this for him. I used to put them on my Facebook account for him.
Yep.
Say I've got a UK8. He'd already confirmed the UK8. The deal was done.
Yeah.
So like imagine me queuing up. He's already made.
You've already got a customer for it.
Exactly that. So I just copied what he done. So every single weekend now, obviously there's a little bit of a fallout because I was sort of like his run around, and it didn't sort of go down well. Like, look, I'm not going to do this anymore. So I started to go to other stores where there was releases, and I used to take friends with me. I basically do what he did with me. Give my friend £10, £20, and I'd walk out shops with 5 pairs, 6 pairs, 7 pairs.
So what age were you doing that at?
Between 15, 16, 17, I went very heavy on sneakers.
Okay.
And then it all hit a massive standstill. So I made loads of money on Yeezys, loads of money on like Travis Scott's, but Huaraches was like my era of being a reseller, let's say. And then it all stopped. There was a lot of violence at the reselling scene. A lot of people would get hurt at drop dates, or I remember queuing up, bro. Imagine queuing up at 4 a.m. and then at 9 a.m. a load of boys want to turn up and they want to ransack the door, and then you actually don't end up getting in.
Yeah. So all of that longness for nothing.
Bro, it used to happen all the time, and I was still quite young. I weren't like, bro, guys are turning up in hoods and they're ransacking the door and they're getting the shoes and I'm not. And then I remember there was a news report that went out. It was someone got really badly hurt at a Yeezy release. From that day on, there was never an in-store release again. It all went on raffles. That's when it was like...
Is that when the Adidas, they made the app? And
then
stuff?
They made the Adidas app, and then to get on it, it's like they look at your profile, and then Nike followed suit.
Yep.
And then it was like, well, if you don't understand bots and you don't understand whole like tips and tricks behind raffles and whatnot, you're never going to make money.
Yeah.
So I made a lot of money from reselling. So I sort of had funds behind me. And I did other things like sell sweets in school. I sold everything.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to come more into your like further background.
Yeah. And then it sort of, I was like, well, what do I do? And in all honesty, I lost purpose. Like I completely stopped. Yeah. And then it was like, kept getting gravitated back into that hustle of sneakers and fashion and trainers, because that's what I loved. Like other people like selling other things, I just liked going back into sneakers and things that I see sell. So I would buy, so someone would win at a raffle, I would then be networking with that person. Okay, you're winning all the raffles, let me buy them from you.
Yeah.
And my margins dropped, but I was still actively making money.
Yeah.
But I had a network.
So what was your thing? Was your thing you had the passion for the actual item itself, like the trainers and stuff, or was it the fact that I have the skill to do quick deals?
Do you know what it was?
Done?
I never had a passion for fashion. Yeah. Like I was never like fashionable in any sense, right? All my pals like were always fashionable. They had the latest pair of shoes. I didn't. I was more passionate about making money. Yeah, it weren't like, oh my God, I'm a fashion enthusiast. Like I never kept any pair of shoes, never owned a pair of Huaraches for ages, never owned a pair of Yeezys for ages. It was more like I just was so addicted to the hustle that's where my passion was. And it still is now. Like people always say to me, your wardrobe must be amazing. No, what's amazing is how many things I sell and where I'm flipping and hustling. Because I look at this stuff as money. I don't want to get high on my own supply.
Yeah.
But that's where it all sort of stemmed.
No, fairs. Well, let's take it all the way back then, because you grew up literally 10, 15 minute vicinity from me.
Yeah.
As I said, only white boy in that area, pretty much.
I was the only white person in my class for a long while. Yeah.
So I want to kind of understand who Harley was as a kid, school life, family life, home life, all of that.
Yeah.
And how it shaped you to be the man you are today. As someone running multiple businesses, I know how overwhelming it could be managing everything. Finances, taxes, expenses, you name it, it can definitely become a lot to manage at times. I used to rely on several different services just to keep everything on track, but that's where it all changed when I started using Tide. You see, Tide has completely changed the way I manage my business. With their business account, I've got all my tools in one place. Payments, expense tracking, savings, taxes, I've got it all in their app. That means no more juggling between different platforms. Tide gives me the simplicity and efficiency I've always needed. And here's how it's worked worked out so great for me because in 2025, I'll be launching my own business, which you'll find out soon. And I'm doing it all through Tide. Furthermore, this is my business card for the new business. I registered my company and got my free business account all within one day, making it fast and reliable just the way it should be. Now here's the best part. I'm about to change your life as well. If you're looking for a similar solution, Tide is offering something special for you CEOCAST viewers. When you sign up and use my code CEOCAST50, you'll get £50 cash back when you spend £100 on your new Tide account. Terms and conditions apply. It's seriously a no-brainer for anyone trying to streamline their business. So what can I say? From someone who's actually been using Tide, it has changed my life more than I can imagine. It's just made things so much more simpler and easier. And I know it can do the same for you guys, which is why I'm so glad to partner with them. So stop wasting time on multiple services and join Tide, where you have everything in one place. Head over now using the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen right now and get started today. And once again, make sure you use that promo code CEOCAST50 because that's when you'll get your £50 cash back.
It's mad because when I look back at the things I wanted to be and who I wanted to be, I always knew I'd be successful, right? Didn't know what that would be. It's even like a prom, I got voted the most likely to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
So people had that faith and they see the hustle in me, right? My upbringing, normal upbringing, right? I've got a younger brother, older sister, older brother.
Okay, yeah.
But I come just like from a normal working class family. I didn't really have anyone influential in my family in the sense of like, there was no big success stories from my family. There was no big entrepreneur that I knew about. There was no one that I could latch onto for business advice, if that makes sense.
No footsteps you could follow.
Yeah, exactly that. Look, my mum and dad are amazing.
Yeah.
Like my dad is probably the biggest hustler I've ever met. Up early, goes to work, like put food on the table. We had a good life.
Yeah.
But there was nothing entrepreneurial. So I always do sit there and even my mum and dad say, like, I wonder where it all come from. And I think it was for me, I just didn't want to be average. I used to look at the big houses, the nice cars. I never really, well, at one stage I wanted to be a football player, but I never really was like, I want to be a professional football player.
Yeah.
I actually at one point wanted to be a chef. Then I wanted to be a police officer. And
Why
then
a chef? Are you good at
I just
cooking?
thought it's fun. I used to just like being in the kitchen. I never actually used to cook, but it's just like, what do I want to be? And I used to think that from young. Yeah. And it was like, then I used to sell sweets in school and I used to sell sweets even in primary school. And I was like, maybe I want to own a corn shop. Yeah. Then as I got older, I'm like, these things make no money.
Yeah, you've been hanging around Bethnal Green too long saying that I want to make a corner shop.
No, exactly. Then I wanted to be a police officer and then I started to get older and like sort of like become a bit of a man in them. And I was like, well, definitely not going to be a police officer.
Yeah. Just going to get taken the piss out of.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Or kidnapped.
Yeah. All right.
But then I went down the route of like, you know what? I want to be an accountant. Yeah, hated numbers though.
Complete opposite side of things.
Hated numbers. And I actually wanted to be an accountant all the way up until sixth form.
Okay, so up until sixth form, were you like studying and partaking in activities that are going to help you become an accountant?
No, not at all.
Okay, so it was just in your
head.
And
I hated maths. I just wanted to go and do a job that made money.
Yeah.
And I would search up what made money and it'd be like accountancy or this or that. And I just always got gravitated towards being an accountant. But I was still doing the sneaker reselling, the selling sweets. But I don't know what it was. It was like, I never looked at selling sneakers as a job. Yeah. And even when I went into a 9 to 5, I still never looked at it as a job. Although it was making more money than my 9 to 5. Selling shoes, and my dad used to say, that ain't a job. It's not a living. That's just a side hustle. That's your hobby. Like people play sports or play FIFA. I was like, I want to sell shoes.
That's what my dad said to me as well. When I started out on YouTube, he was like, look, you still need a job because this is just a hobby.
Yeah.
And I saw it as a hobby as well, to be fair. I didn't understand how much money you can make from YouTube or anything like that.
Yeah.
Or podcast, let it be. So in my eyes, it wasn't a job. So I can relate to exactly what you're saying right there. I want to come back to one thing. You know, when you were researching jobs that made the most money and you saw accountant, do you remember the figure that you saw when it was like, okay, yeah, that's a lot of money?
£30,000 a year.
I remember because I used to look at these sort of things as well. Like, okay, what should I be? Looked at an accountant. I think the highest one I saw was maybe £50,000. At the time, you're thinking, 50 grand, I'll take that any day. Let me do that.
And you know what the maddest thing is? I used to work it out. How quickly would it take me to become a millionaire? Didn't know about tax, VAT, everything they take. I'm thinking, cool. So it's definitely take home every single year, £30,000.
Yep.
And I was thinking, okay, cool. So that's how long it's going to take me to be a millionaire. But then probably I'll get a bonus and a pay rise. And then when I entered the corporate world, then you realize how much of a scam it is.
Yep.
But yeah, I remember searching up those jobs and it was like, then £30,000 now isn't a lot of money.
Not at all. Nothing.
Do you know what I mean?
Nothing.
Especially as your lifestyle changes.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I remember sitting there looking and then didn't get my grade in maths. So that never happened.
Yep.
So then what I set myself, I lost purpose because I got so frustrated. It was me and a really good friend of mine, Elijah, in school, and we was like the two most motivated kids ever. We stepped away from the whole like being around the man them kind of thing, and we sort of like narrowed down. We were like, look, we want to be successful. What do we do? And I just kept losing purpose, like really kept losing purpose. Like going back into reselling, that's never going to be a job. Okay, haven't got my grade in maths. Well, I'm not going to be an accountant. What do I do now? So I spent 2 years of my life doing everything. I've done like apprenticeships in British Gas. I went and worked, I got a corporate internship in EY, hated corporate. Couldn't get to British Gas because I didn't have a driver's license. Went and worked on a building site with my dad. So I've done everything. I just kept gravitating back to reselling. Gravitating back to reselling.
The last and final 9 to 5 that you had, what was that?
Recruitment.
Okay, so you were in recruitment then as well?
Yeah, because look, I've always, from the point of selling sweets, I've always had that entrepreneurial fire. Yeah. I told myself, and like before I knew what manifestation was, now I know what it is. I was manifesting from early. Yeah. I told myself, you are going to be bro, I used to wake up in the morning, look in the mirror and go, you are going to be so successful. You are going to be remembered. You're going to be the best. Like, you should do it all the time, right? And I was reselling. I stopped for a little bit. And then I was like, you know what? I need to find a job that is sort of feels like I'm running my own business. And people kept saying, mate, you do so well in sales. You do so well in sales. You do so well in sales. And it was like, do I go and work in a sneaker store and try and grow my network, or do I try and find something I enjoy? And then I found myself in recruitment. So at 18, I started my first recruitment job, and I rode that out until 22. And in all honesty, I hated it, but I loved it.
Why?
Because I hated working for somebody, waking up at 5, going to an office, all the directors are absolutely minted and you're not. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I started on a very, very low salary because I was 18. I didn't really sound how I sound now. And they said that I sounded a bit like an idiot, like a roadman, they used to say. And I had no experience. So I really had to prove myself. But what I loved when I started to make money was it felt like my own business. You're on a very bad basic, but you've got great commission. What does that mean? Well, you need to go and put the legwork in to go and make that big money. Like the real estate brokers in Dubai, right? If I did real estate, and I say it to, I sell a lot of the fashion stuff that we sell here to a lot of the real estate directors. If I did real estate, I'd make millions. Because I'm not driven on a salary. I'm driven on the earning potential of my own work rate. Yeah. And that's why I look at them and I think, you know what? I would just make millions because I would just hustle every single day.
Well, that's exactly why you've got here today, bro.
Exactly,
24 years old and you've come to Dubai and absolutely smashed it. As you said, one of the fastest, if not the fastest growing, how would you say, was it personal shopping? Or
showroom, personal shopping showroom,
Personal shopping showroom in the city. Yeah. And, that entrepreneurial hustle and that mindset is what gets you here in the first place.
No, exactly. And a lot of people say, how did I get here? I know how I got here, right? But I don't. Like, I sit and think, wow, like this all started queuing outside a shop for £10. Yeah. Then it started at home. Then I went and worked in recruitment. And I only worked in, recruitment, I've been full-time now. I left my recruitment job in 2022. So what's that, 3 years? 2 years, basically 4 years. We're in our third year now. Yeah. So I've only been full-time 2 years. And the rate and the scale at which I've gone in 2 years, there's been ups, there's been downs. I've made a lot of money, lost a lot of money. But it's going well, too well, which is a little bit scary.
Yeah. Well, look, you didn't start Trendsourcing out here in Dubai. No. You started it in the UK, as you mentioned. Talk to me about the whole start of it, the whole beginning journey of it. I'm talking about after the point of reselling just trainers. Yeah. How did Trendsourcing become about?
Yeah. So when I set up an Instagram for the trainers, I was actually called Unlimited Fashion. Yeah. And then what it was, I was trying to resell trainers on there, but I just weren't getting the drops anymore, right? And it was like I was posting nothing on Instagram. Then I started to look at my network, right? And I started to think, okay, cool. Well, I can't get the trainers, but I still got the clients. Yeah. Back to what you said. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Yep. I had a good client base. What I realized early on, before the whole sneaker stopping thing, I used to go and sell a pair of trainers to someone, but they would be covered in drip. They'd have a Dior hoodie on with like an Amiri jeans and a pair of Chanels and a nice watch. And I always used to think, if I could get those items as well, I would sell 5 things, maybe 6 things to this person, but I didn't know where to go and get them, right? That's when I started to then network. I started to look into, okay, cool. The trainers is your bread and butter, but if you could go and get your high-end fashion, you could kill it here. You could have a one-stop shop. And that's sort of what we've got now. And I remember buying a parcel of Alexander McQueen's, right? And I accumulated I had about £15,000 from what I had left over because I was spending money still. And
what age is this?
This was about, so I was in recruitment, so I remember buying them. So this was about 18.
Okay.
Yeah, bought this parcel of Alexander McQueen's, which I thought at that time was hot topic.
When you say you bought the parcel, what do you mean?
So one reseller hit me up on Facebook from one of our sneaker groups and was like, I can't remember how many pairs exactly, but it's like bulk. Yeah. So like parcels like bulk of these Alexander McQueen's. They were white leather. You might have even seen them. They had like, one pair had red suede, another pair had green suede, one had blue suede. This was when Alexander McQueen's were like, you must have them. Okay, yeah. The first chunky shoe that I'd ever seen. Got to get a pair, right? Yeah. And I got them at a good price. So I literally spent all my money on them. I thought, you know what?
What's a good price if you don't mind me asking?
I think they cost me about £350.
Okay.
Yeah. So I bought them, but now, I've used all my capital. So now I've got an Instagram account, Unlimited Fashion, only posting Alexander McQueen's. Doing a little bit of the dropship stuff, which I didn't know what dropshipping was then. But how I would drop
What,
ship.
so you bought all of the quantity of his
Right, it might have been 10 pairs. I don't think it's any more than 15 pairs.
Okay, so it went £350 for all of it. It was £300.
No, £350 each.
Yeah.
And at that time, that's a good price.
Because that's what I was working out. But he had 15 grand, £350. That's not all.
So how many pairs? 15. So £350.
Yeah. Okay, makes sense.
And I took them all, and I thought, and I remember having them stacked up in my room. I felt like the guy, bro. It felt like having a warehouse, but it was nothing like a warehouse. It was just shoes.
Yeah.
Because Yeezys and all the Nikes were still selling. I just couldn't get them.
Okay, yeah.
Like the relationships that I had, people had stopped doing the game. Everyone had left. I couldn't get them no more.
Yep.
And then I was like, wait a minute. Like, bro, I had an Instagram account that only had Alexander McQueen's on. I was trying to find different ways to take pictures. I was like styling different things. And I remember one guy messaging me one day and was like, mate, I think you should just come to terms. No one wants to buy them.
Yeah.
Because all I was reposting. Didn't know about dropshipping. I sort of did, but didn't. I put all my eggs in one basket. Then Flannel's done a 70% discount on the Alexander McQueen's.
Oh, so you
Bro, they were like 175 a pair.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Like, I've got, like, and everyone was sending me the screenshots. No, mate, you're too expensive. No, mate, you're too expensive.
Yeah.
So I end up liquidating that stock to somebody else, losing a load of money, and then just went tunnel vision on my 9 to 5 and sort of didn't really know where to go next.
Yeah.
Then I was in between the last stages of 18 and 19, and my missus, who's my fiance now, was like, you know what? Like, tell me a little bit about your reselling, because I weren't with her when I started reselling. She's like, I think you should go back into it. I was like, you know what, you're right.
So as you're dating her, she's getting to know you. Tell me a bit more about this.
Yeah, because I would always tell her, because bro, I'm like, it's mad, because I used to go to work and go home, and I couldn't imagine doing that now.
Yeah.
Like going to work and just going home and chilling, I could not imagine it.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to her, like, it's weird, I'm just home just doing nothing. She's like, what do you used to do? And I said it, and I thought, you know what, you're right. Like, that's what I love. Follow your passion. And I remember I had like, sort of like a mindset coach at the time. He was like, mate, blag life. Like, just go and blag it. Do what you enjoy. Do you enjoy working a 9 to 5? No. So go and find what you like. But I couldn't just quit straight away. Don't know how the name Trendsourcing come about, right? But then Trendsourcing was born. Now I started to dropship. So what I used to do, bro, I was diving into my network, and I was going into outlets and retail stores, and I really latched onto Flannels at this point. And we've actually now got a permanent discount with them. And I would go into Flannels, go to the sale rail, and start pumping it out on WhatsApp to everybody. So if a Givenchy t-shirt was £500 now, £200 a sale, no one knows about the sale. I'd add £50 to it, £100 to it. And it just blossomed from there. And then I used to accumulate enough money to then go and buy stock. And then I had enough money in a pot now to make my calculated decision and know what worked. I started to become a little bit of an expert. I knew Givenchy was really popular. I knew D Squared was booming. Everyone wanted D Squared jeans. I knew Valentino Rock Runners were booming. Created a relationship with another wholesale person, was distributing them out. Then lockdown came. So I always felt like, you know what? There's obstacles telling you to stop doing this now. Because trend was really, really booming. Lockdown came. Now, I thought lockdown would have completely changed my business and run it into the ground. Bro, I made so much money. So much money in lockdown.
Being a CEO isn't just about making tough decisions. It's about being at your very best every single day. That's why a lot of CEOs trust Sunnah Supplements, the world's first halal supplement brand. From halal collagen to electrolytes, Sunnah Supplements formulates products to help you perform at your highest level. Whether you're leading a company, a family, or simply yourself, Sunnah Supplements should be your partner to help you achieve more. The products are literally crafted to fit your lifestyle, your values, and your ambition. Every single ingredient is backed by science, and every single product is halal certified. And every formula designed to help you become the best version of yourself. And here's why I love Sunnah Supplements, because every single sale they make, they donate a portion of it to charity, which is something I deeply align with. So I'm not just buying products that fuel my body, but I'm also buying products that align with my values. With over 50,000 customers and having just launched in the USA, be sure to join the movement today and use the discount code CEOCAST for 10% off. Or I'll make this even simpler for you guys. Scan the QR code on the screen right now, which will take you directly to the website. And once again, when you're checking out, use code CEOCAST to get 10% off of your order. What an absolutely bloody bargain. So I want to thank Sunnah Supplements for A, sponsoring this video, but B, helping me become a better person overall. Before we come to that, but I'm definitely going to come to it as well. But there's one thing you said there which caught my attention, is that you had a mindset coach.
Yeah.
Now, why did someone decide to get a mindset coach, and why did you feel like you needed him?
So I didn't actually get one or have one. It was an older influential person that, again, see something in me. And bro, I used to meet him every Sunday, me and my friend that I was telling you about, and we used to just go to Shoreditch. We used to have a coffee, and they used to just, like, for free, didn't even used to like charge me at all, and he used to just give me advice.
How'd you meet him?
Where did I meet him? I did an intern at a real estate company. Basically, they retailed office space out to people, and I hated it, and he knew I hated it.
Yeah.
He's like, you hate this, don't you? I was like, yeah. He's like, so do I. He's like, how crap is it working for 9 to 5?
And how old is he? Or
he was at that time, I would have been around 17, because this is when I was at the phase of trying loads of things out.
Yep.
And he would have been 28.
Okay, so only about 10 years older.
Yeah, 10 years
okay,
old, but gave me loads of advice, bro. He's like, don't change the way you speak.
Yeah.
Because I used to sound a little bit different. He's like, be who you are and you'll organically transition. Don't force for it. Like, he just give me loads of advice. And he was like, you need to really go and follow what you enjoy. And I just like, what do I enjoy? Well, I enjoy being a hustler. I enjoy selling. So let me go back and do that.
So then you used to meet him every single Sunday?
Every single Sunday I used to meet him. But
and talk about what?
Like, just talk about life. Like, he would tell us about his success stories. I didn't really have any success stories then. I would just pick his brains on things. I'd pick his brains on business advice. I remember sitting and telling him, like, what do I do now, man? Like, I can't get trainers anymore. What should I go and do? Go and find something else. Utilize your network. Like, really just giving me basic tips. But at that age, it weren't clicking for me. Right?
Yeah.
And you said there, what made me get a mindset coach? I'm saying he's a mindset coach now. Then I didn't know who he was. I just thought he's a guy I wanted to help.
Yeah.
And he was a guy I wanted to help. Now it's a massive thing.
Yeah.
And I've got a mindset coach now, who I pay for and who has helped me massively. But then it was just like gaining advice from an expert, building my network.
It's such an interesting thing because, you know, I've learned this, especially over the last year. No mindset, no money.
Yeah.
Right. So going back to that point there when you're 17 years old, though you didn't understand he's a mindset coach, did you understand that, okay, my mind is actually shifting now and changing and evolving to believe in myself more or just think differently outside of the box to do more things?
Well, I think it was at that age. It was really learning about ask questions.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to ask questions, and I give this advice to everybody. And that's the only reason I turn up every single Sunday. Did I really want to go to them Sunday meetings? No, not really. But I thought, you know what? He's older. He seems successful. He's giving me free advice. I need to ask questions.
Yeah.
And it was like I never really asked family because I think it's the worst thing to do to ask family for advice. Because they're either going to tell you what you want to hear or what you don't want to hear.
Yeah.
Like, I ask my mum for advice, she gives me the worst advice. Like, if I turn around and say, you know what, I don't think it works anymore, she goes, don't do it then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas you go and say that to a mindset coach, they go, no, sort yourself out, mate.
Yeah.
Really look at your wins and get going. Not give up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that's what helped me. It was like detaching away from family and friends and asking an outside person, what should I do?
What I've noticed with family and friends in particular is the ones who say, you know what, don't do it, just put your bags on and stuff like that. It's because they want to see you live a peaceful, happy life.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. So
Yeah.
even my mum, if I said something to her like, I'm really struggling with this, and she might say, you know what, take a break.
Yeah.
But then a mindset coach or someone experienced would be like, you know what, crack through it. You're
Exactly.
going to go through these hard times.
Yeah.
But at the end of it is going to be a pot of gold, basically.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, my parents, or not my parents, but anyone in particular, friends or family may know that.
Yeah.
But do they want to see their son or someone really close to them go through all of that hardship?
They want your best interests.
They want, for your best interest, But let's go back to the lockdown side of things now, because you said you made a whole lot of money.
A lot of money, yeah.
Explain to me the step process of how this actually happened.
So, as I said to you, right, I felt like it weren't meant to be. I kept hitting brick walls. I thought lockdown. I was excited about lockdown because it meant not going into the office, right?
Yep.
And everyone was excited about lockdown. I haven't got to go to work. I can stay at home.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was doing as well.
And then for me, I'm like, flip, like I can't even go into these shops to do the drop shipping.
Yep.
And now everybody's not working. No one's got no money. Well, that weren't the case. People have more money. People are on furlough. People were on bounce back loans. People were getting paid to do nothing. So people felt richer. Bro, orders started to go through the roof. But before orders went through the roof, I was trying to build, again, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? I was trying to build networks with wholesalers, but they wanted a huge minimum spend. Now lockdowns come, they want to know who I am. Hey, you still looking for wholesale? No minimum spend now. Hey, you still looking for wholesale? No minimum spend. I'm thinking, bingo. Like that 50,000 minimum spend supplier has now given me the same stock at the same price, no minimum spend.
Yeah.
Let me take advantage. So I took a huge risk, bro. I was buying a bit of Givenchy, a little bit of Dior, some D Squared, some other brands.
Were you buying this without having the clientele already there for it?
Well, no, it was sort of, I had the sneaker clientele. I was getting a lot of inquiries, but I weren't closing as much. But I had investment and now I'm sat at home. And I'm thinking, well, the way that I thought about it, well, we're going to have to come out of lockdown at some point. I'm probably not going to get the opportunity to spend that minimum yet until the business goes, or if it ever goes to where I think it would go. So I took advantage and it paid off massively because I was getting inquiry after inquiry after inquiry and trend just went through the roof. Everyone was buying. Bro, I was selling maybe weekly 50 plus items. I was selling more then than I probably am now, but I'm making more money now because the margins are bigger and I'm more educated. But parcels going out, like my post, I was like, what are you actually selling?
What are you doing?
And I was like, clothes. And my mum, who still works for me now, is working for me then. Bro, every single second we was packaging. And it just went through the roof. So that really did pave out where trend is now. And it really allowed me to fall out of love with a 9 to 5. Bro, I was depressed. I'd wake up in my bedroom, work in my bedroom, go to sleep in my bedroom. My excitement was leaving the house to go to the post office. Nothing to do with my 9 to 5. Nothing to do with it. Which started to remind me like, That's your passion, not that. That's your passion.
On an energy level, obviously I know you wasn't at that point. I can imagine if you're not that passionate about it and it's making you depressed, you're not putting that much energy in your 9 to 5. Was you on furlough, you said?
No, I never went on furlough.
So
No, bro, I made good money in recruitment. I was in the energy of my office, so they needed me because I was running a part of my desk. I was young, energetic, and I give off that Wolf of Wall Street kind of feel. So I still made money, but I hated it.
Okay, makes sense. Because my point off the back of that was going to be how much energy you put in that versus this, and then, you know, when you'd left eventually, what was it like from there? Did you just skyrocket after that, after you put 100% into trend sourcing?
No, so what I realised, look, I'm making a lot of money now, right? And I'm working at 10%. Because 90% went into my 9 to 5. I'm waking up, bro, they was on me like a hawk. Yeah, we was having like calls every 20 minutes. If my laptop screen went black, Harley, where are you? Harley, why are you not on your screen? Bro, I probably shouldn't even say this. I used to call friends and say, bro, just answer the phone, let it run. From my work phone. Because it was all about call time. Yeah, and I used to be like, and while they were doing that, I'll be in a corridor taking pictures. Or I'll be styling an outfit, I'll be chatting to suppliers, or I'll be taking videos or whatnot. Nothing to do with my 9 to 5, and that's what really allowed me to go, you know what, you don't really enjoy. If you did enjoy your job, you'll be hustling. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to go to the office. You're not excited about going to the office. You're excited about that another sale on Instagram that's going to come through. So then when we went back into the office, I've now gone back into the office with a much wider mindset. I went into the office quite anxious, bro, because I'm like, I'm too scared to leave my 9 to 5. Things are going well now. Is that going to be forever? Yeah, I take a lot of risks, but I weren't willing to take the risk. So I rode it out for maybe, how long, man? Maybe 6 months, maybe a little bit longer. And I remember listening to a podcast, and it was just 2 Australian guys. Can't remember the pod. It come up in the car, and it was like, you need to go and do what you enjoy. Go and take an F, like, you know, like when these motivational people swear down the podcast and whatnot. And I remember driving into the office, and I text my manager on the way, and I said, bro, I want to sit down and have a chat. Bear in mind, no one really knew about what I was doing, because I never really told anyone, because no 9 to 5 wants to know you've got a side hustle because they're scared that you're going to go and jump ship like I did.
Well, I'll say this as well now. So I used to work in a company. I don't think I should mention the company anymore. And part of that contract when I was joining is that you're not allowed to have a side hustle. If they find out, instant fired.
And it's funny because during being in the actual recruitment company, we made a lot of money from transport cleaners. So while I was in the company being son educator, I set up a cleaning company on company's house. And I was so entrepreneurial. I thought, you know what? I'm going to set up my own cleaning company. Like what I've done with the shoes. I see how they was making money. Thought I can go and do the same, bro. Within 24 hours, I pulled into a meeting and like, can you explain why there is your name on company's house for a cleaning company? And I was like, I think my mum's gonna start cleaning houses. So they were so on me, bro, because I was young, and I was like, you got to think when you're young, they don't really know what your next move's gonna be.
They want to tie you down.
100.
They can 100% see that entrepreneurial drive within you. And they're just thinking, we can't let him run wild.
No,
because
exactly.
if he does, we're gone.
And look, bro, like credits, they molded me, right? I'll be honest with you. Like, I joined that company as a kid and I left as a man, and I sounded a lot different, and my transferable skills from recruitment has helped me massively in today's day and age. So I'd only give credit to them, right? And I never went on to a competitor. So I think they've got a lot of respect for me from that sense. I didn't go and jump ship, steal clients and whatnot. Well, I did steal clients because a few of my clients from recruitment actually buy shoes from me. So really? I did steal clients. But I remember handing my resignation, and when I done it, I was like, what have you just done?
So wait, so a quick one, take us back. That meeting you had with the manager, what happened in there?
So I remember sitting down with him, and he's like, I sort of knew you was going to say you're going to leave. I was like, why? Is that because we don't sit down and have meetings? And I was like, well, look, like, and I showed no sense of wanting to leave within the company, bro. I was like not famous on LinkedIn, but I was an advocate for the company. I was doing all this LinkedIn stuff. I was like running the sales floor on a Friday, getting people up on their feet. There was no sense that Harley was leaving. And I honestly thought I'll be there for the rest of my life. But then I snapped out of that, and I thought, you know what? This is a scam. Like, to get to the top is going to be an unhappy journey. And even when I'm at the top, I'm not going to be where I want to be, because I want to be so successful. It isn't going to happen in an institution.
Of course, yeah.
I remember sitting there saying, look, bro, like, I'm going to leave. And he sort of knew what I was doing anyway, because we had a really, really good relationship. And he's like, what, you're going to really go and sell trainers? Because to the public eye, bro, it didn't look like the business was smashing it. I know the numbers. I was making more selling trainers than I was in recruitment. I was making good money in recruitment, but I never shared success with anybody. In fact, it's funny. They used to think I was a drug dealer.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a nice watch.
And
I would come in with a different watch, because after time I'd invest all my money from reselling into watches. So they'd be like, mate, have you got like, either it's fake? Bro, they used to tell me, take it off, let me try it on. I was like, try it on then. They go, mate, you must be selling drugs on the weekend. So I never told anybody what I was doing, right? And he was like, well, look, and I had that much respect for the company. I stayed there for a month, even with my notice, to train up whoever was going to come in, and then I exited. Now, the exit weren't easy, right? In between me leaving, me going full time, my Instagram got impersonated.
What do you mean?
So Christmas came. I'll never forget it. It was Christmas Eve.
What year is this now?
This is 2022 going into 23.
Okay, so this is after you'd messaged me then.
Yeah, this would be after I messaged. So I messaged you in between handing my resignation and me leaving. And I think I said, I just left my 9 to 5. I'm about to secure an office. And I was in between looking for an office. A friend messaged me, he's like, bro, how have you got so many followers? Bro, there's like 550,000 followers on an Instagram account. And I haven't. Bro, whoever this was or whatever it was had been trying to impersonate the account for months. So they were posting pictures like March 2022. So every time I posted, they posted. Then they rebranded, but they were running ads. Bro, it was probably the worst 3 months of my life. I'm like, mate, what the hell? Like, obviously it's not me, but people thought it was me. Like, an ad's coming up for Dior B22s for £100. People are falling for it. Yeah. Because the brand was so strong, and to be fair, it's probably a good thing, right?
So he was out here scamming.
Scamming everyone.
He wasn't trying to make his own business. And
No, bro, it was scamming everybody, bro. I was waking up in the morning to 50, 60, 70 DMs of threats of where's my money? Because what he was doing, or she, or whoever it was, right, is you find the ad, you buy, then they block you. You search Trendsourcing, I turn up. Same logo. You might have not noticed the follower change.
Difference, You're
like, give me my money. Where's my item? I'm going to smash your face in. I'm going to kick that. Bro, I was getting threat after threat after threat. Went to the police station, they wanted help. They was like, well, look, the only time we can come and help is if there's any violence towards you. I said, well, I'm getting threats. They said, well,
this is violence.
They said, until your door gets kicked in,
UK system summed up. They don't want to prevent things from happening. They just want to, once it's happened, okay, then we'll deal with it.
Exactly, bro. So I was just like again, that brick wall. Anybody would have given up. I should have given up, really, bro. I'm thinking, can I go back to my 9 to 5? Well, you can't do that. That's embarrassing. I can't ring my manager up and say I want my job back. So I sort of rode the wave a little bit. I didn't really know what to do, and I had one last shot, and it was the mindset friend that I had, right? He's like, why don't you put a video up of yourself? I was like, bro, I can't do that, man. It's like, it's not safe, man. I was like, I can't put a face like...
Especially when everyone thinks that you just scammed them.
Exactly that. And it was a massive trend to cover your face. I don't even remember the picture. Everyone posts pictures like that, blur their face. This was the thing, bro, But like, no, he's like, bro, you've got to speak up. Like... the Queen's speech, for example, you've got to jump on the camera and you've got to tell people it's not you, and you've got to tell people that you're trying to rectify the situation. It can only go one way. It could go two ways. Either it goes completely wrong and it doesn't work, or it absolutely goes the right way. The best thing I ever done. Best thing I ever done, bro. I took 60 videos, I had a shed in my garden that people thought was an office in the city. I used to tag Liverpool Street. It was a shed in the garden that I turned into like a showroom. I'll have to show you some pictures. I got Monopoly artwork. I've done the flooring. I had heaters in there. I had a TV on the wall. It looked the part. To anyone, I had a showroom. Right? It weren't. It was a shed in the back garden. And I remember sitting there, my missus videoed me, and I took 60 videos. And it was about a week. I took the videos, but a week after I posted it, I didn't want to post it.
60 takes of trying to do the same message, basically.
Bro, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if putting my face was right. I remember posting it and didn't look at the video for about 2 days. Went back. It was like 600 comments, loads of reshares, loads of positive feedback. A few people like, no, mate, you think you're smart, like what you think you can scam all of us and then come on and say that it's not you and rah. Because no one knew who I was. Everyone's thinking, who's this guy? The best thing I ever done.
What was it that you basically said in that video?
It was like, look, I completely appreciate, and I remember it word for word, I can completely appreciate that many people have been scammed in unforeseen circumstances. As CEO of the business, like, I appreciate that. Look, it's not me. I'm working at it. I put a face in the brand to really show you it's not me. I'm trying to build this business back up. We will come back stronger. I thank everybody for your support. Bro, it was the best thing I've ever done.
What changed from there?
Well, the person couldn't impersonate me no more. Because what they're going to post now? Like, you can't go and post that video of me on your fake profile. So then I started to show my face a little bit more because I got a good response. I started building a personal brand before personal brand was a thing that you should have to a business.
Did that video and the response to it give you that self-confidence too?
Gave me that confidence, because I didn't get I got a little bit of bad energy, but I was more scared about like the repercussions of it. So when I now started to show my face, bro, I'd be out and people go, oh, you're that Trendsourcing guy.
Because I remember when you first mentioned me to come on a podcast, because at first you'd messaged me, then who was it? It might have been Aaron Peters.
Aaron Peters. He's the one that built my website for my other company.
Okay, so it would have been Aaron. Aaron, messaged me saying, yo, I got this guy. Yes, it was Aaron, because I remember I'd done the podcast with him and he was like, yo, I got this mate Harley, he wants to do a podcast. I was like, alright, cool. But I remember, my point being is that there was no face to the brand at all.
No face to the brand then.
So partially in my head, I knew that the podcast wouldn't do as well as it should do because no one knows who Harley is or who he looks like and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Go on. So from that point.
Best thing I ever done, bro. Best thing I ever done. I then started to go down public stuff. So I would like to say someone might quote me wrong, I think I was the first personal shopper to show my face.
Yeah.
To ever show my face and go public with it.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, in London, I think was a dangerous thing to do. And I still think it is now. I think it's the best thing to do. It's a catch-22, right? Because you have to show your face in the business now. But then being in a luxury scene now, especially the way that London is now, it is probably dangerous.
Yeah.
Right, because people are looking and go, he sells bags. He sells luxury
He's a
goods.
target.
He's a target.
He's a big target.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah.
And that's the way I was very on edge since doing it. Like, even when I go out with my missus, I wouldn't let her post a picture straight away when I was out. I wouldn't want people to know where I am.
Nothing like that.
I'm not famous or anything like that, but I know the way people's brain works.
Yep.
So instead of posting videos of trainers, I would talk about the trainer. Yeah, like hot or cold, or cop or drop, or we've just got these new Dior trainers in, rather than posting pictures like other personal shoppers. So I really started to set myself apart, and the business just went to strength to strength to strength. And then we secured an office in the city, which again, nobody had ever gone and done. And that's what I want to do, bro. I'm very like, not do it for clout, but I want to do something where someone goes, no one's ever done that before. Like, when I took an office in the city in Liverpool Street, next to Sushi Samba, in a corporate building, which my manager of the recruitment company that I worked in is now in. We was in the same building. He was above me. Yeah. Which again, we looked at each other and was like, look at us now.
Yeah.
Took an office in the city that I couldn't afford. But I thought, you know what? I've always had this mentality, bro, right? And I say this to my dad. I'd rather be the dad telling a story saying, you know what? I really tried to do it, but I flopped and it didn't work, than be the person that says, like what my dad says to me now, I wish I did that. My dad always says it, I wish I did that at your age. I wish I did that at your age. And I've got the mentality to say, I'd rather say I did it and it didn't work. Luckily, touch wood, I'm manifesting that this business is going to be way bigger than it is now. The story will be I did it, and here we are today.
It's look at that manifestation, because you had the shed in your garden pretty much. Yeah?
Shed in my garden. I used the tag as the city. It's mad now you're saying it, yeah. Then I took the office in the city.
Yeah.
And it's funny because when I had the shed in the garden and I used to tag it, my pals used to say, oh, bro, I'm in Liverpool Street. Shall I come in and see you?
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm not
in there right now.
Nah, I'm outsourcing. Or, oh, bro, after Broadgate, maybe we could come up and have a beer. I'm like, yeah, but like after 5 p.m, bro, I'm not allowed anybody else in.
Yeah.
So I was like very like, bro, no one knew. Yeah. Everyone thought there was bikes in that shed. Nobody knew that shed was where I operate from. Nobody.
So interested to know, when you were tagging Liverpool Street, it was in your back garden, did you have the idea that, okay, I'm going to get an office in Liverpool Street, or was it just by chance?
Never Liverpool Street, right? Or never the city, because I thought I can't afford an office in the city. And I couldn't afford that office. But then it was like, I could have got an office in Stratford that was way bigger, way better, but that's not clever. Right? That's dangerous. Imagine going in and out of Dior bags.
Yep.
The
so
office,
the amount of people that I've seen get robbed in Westfield and stuff.
Oh, bro, don't. This is what I mean. So I wanted to sort of be like near home, wanted to be quite close, wanted it to be quite safe. And this office come up because my manager told me about an office in the city, but that weren't really my feel.
Were you and your manager still talking?
Always still talking, bro. Okay. Always, man. Like he would buy dunks from me.
Yeah.
And even till now, we still talk. I'd always give him advice, or he'll give me advice, and we'll catch up and have a chat because he helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Like took me under his wing when I was a little bit of a nuisance when I first started, and I didn't really listen. And
as you said though, that you know, staying there is what changes you from a boy to a man.
100%.
And your manager always plays a huge factor into
100%. Yeah, and I have a really good relationship with him. So he sort of really helped me because the first office he got, I nearly took an office there, but that was like a really, really horrible building. Then he moved to Salisbury House, which is just in between Sushi Samba and Moorgate Station.
Yeah.
And we went and looked at a unit there, and it's funny because they had one unit that matched what I sort of wanted. Yeah, and it was like, it didn't look good, but I made it look amazing.
Yeah.
It was safe. City Police Station was near there. Then they built the Elizabeth line so I could go direct to Bond Street when sourcing.
Yep.
This was the perfect space for me. And it's gutting that I had to shut it now, but business has obviously changed now. But I remember taking the office, and again, I'm thinking, what have I just done? I'm actually signing a proper contract now. Like getting a house.
How long was the contract?
It was a year contract, but that was like, I sat there and thought, wait a minute, imagine you make no money. You still got to pay it.
Yeah, bro.
And there's no way of getting out of it.
When I got my studio, so mine probably was nowhere near as expensive as your one, but that responsibility of having that year contract,
you're
thinking, right, cool, I've actually got to make money now.
But did it motivate you?
Yeah, 100%. Because I've always said that pressure makes diamonds. You put pressure on yourself,
exactly,
you're going to explode.
Exactly. And that is the mindset that I've got now. I wanted to go bigger and bigger than I can afford, or bigger than what the business was, because now I've got something, I've got a liability.
Yeah.
I never had rent before, right? I don't have any bills. Now I've got to make sure that we pay that monthly rent. So I was setting targets to make sure we hit the rent, but still make good profit.
Yeah.
And I just built a small team and really took that business to new heights.
Yeah.
And having that base there made me feel superior.
So relatively speaking to this showroom, how big was the Liverpool Street one?
It weren't big at all. Square foot, maybe like half the way, like where your camera is to here. So it wasn't big.
So just like
this area here wasn't
yeah.
big at all, but I made it look aesthetic.
Yeah.
Right. And it was more about what could people see in the back.
Okay, yeah.
So they never could see that side, they could see the back, which we had like a grey feature wall, Trendsourcing logo, my other company logo, TV, sneaker wall.
Yeah.
So it looked amazing. And I didn't have much stock. So I was like, wait a minute, you've got an office, but you ain't got much stock. What are you even doing? So now I'm buying because now I want to fill this showroom.
Yeah.
But the saddest thing is, bro, right? I took that showroom to actually open it to the public. So I really sort of like, and then I had a light bulb moment. So I was thinking, get a showroom, invite your VIPs down, make it look really aesthetic, do styling appointments. When I got the office and done it up, I was like, wait a minute, you can't do that. You're only going to get robbed. Do you know what I mean? Like London.
If you, invite public people?
Of course, bro.
Yeah,
of course. But I didn't even really have friends come up.
Yeah.
1 or 2 friends come up. I used to tell my mum, don't tell me no one where my office is. It could never have got robbed.
Yeah.
But it's like, I just didn't want to have that experience. And like, I really wanted to, like, if I had this in the UK and the UK was safe, the numbers we're doing now are through the roof. I'm going to touch on, right? Because this is safe and it's amazing. Someone will come in to buy a pair of shoes and they will spend $500,000 and start buying Birkin bags. That probably would have happened in the UK, but it wasn't safe enough to just open my doors to anybody.
Well, as we said earlier, as soon as I come in, the fact that you just got glass doors.
Doors.
And if this was in UK, you got to have shutters, you got to have bollards, you got to have
security,
smoke
everything.
Detectors, alarms, a whole lot.
100%.
A whole shebang, yeah. And then
100%.
you're spending an arm and a leg just on all of that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And here it's just kit it out. You got the glass door, crack on.
Exactly, and that's what we said. We said, look, if we do get an office, we're going to need security, or we're going to have to get top of the range CCTV, and is it worth the egg? So we just sort of worked from social media. Social media was on fire. We was doing really, really well. We had better stock now, better suppliers, and the business was just on the up.
Yeah.
And it went like that for quite a long period of time before I then made the transition to here.
What was the biggest challenge in that whole time? Because I'm sure as the business is going up like that, challenges are also going up like that as well.
Yeah, so I think the biggest challenge was, bro, 1, having an overhead.
Yeah.
2, like really understanding that I had an office and it was just me. So like, imagine going to work every single morning, going to an office and it's just you. You've got to motivate yourself. In recruitment, bro, if you have a down day, someone will say, get on your feet, mate, let's jump on the phone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that was a hard thing. It did get a little bit lonely because I couldn't go meet my friends on their lunch break because their lunch break was different to mine.
Yep.
And I was very an anti-social business person in the sense of like recreational stuff. I was like, no, you got to work. Don't go meet your friend for a coffee. That's you slacking. Work. And it probably run me into the ground a little bit. It weren't healthy. I never really used to go out a lot. I would work. I'd be in the office from like 6 a.m. I'll be leaving at like 9 p.m. Go home, sleep, do the same thing again. And it's great work ethic because it's got me to where I am now. But that was probably the hardest thing. And then building a team was also hard and still is. I'm still learning now. But I think, sort of like having an office space where if you don't show up, you aren't going to make money was definitely scary.
It's the sacrifice that you got to make, isn't it?
Yeah, scary.
So then business is going well. Why did you decide to pack up and come to Dubai?
Well, look, bro, I was making a lot of money. I was meeting a lot of people. I had a great network and I didn't ever relocate to Dubai because business is bad. We was doing really, really good numbers. And I'd like to say we probably was doing some of the best numbers in the UK from a personal shopping angle.
Yep.
You've got a few of your big market personal shoppers like your Crepes Lockers and whatnot from Manchester. They killed it, opened the shop in the UK and doing really, really well. But for me, I lost purpose. Now, I came to Dubai in...
Just a quick one. What was your purpose?
I wanted to be the biggest reseller. I wanted to really do the big deals. Yeah, I used to look at Birkin bags and luxury watches and think, I want to do those deals, but you can't.
When you was in London, was you doing those deals?
I did the odd watch deal, but I'd always hit a brick wall because a client wants to come and see the watch, but I don't own the watch. A client wants to try on the watch, but I don't own the watch. So it's like, and then the jeweler will be like, but do you know the client? I'm like, no, but is the client trustworthy? I don't know. So I would lose deals trying to reach for the bigger items because I couldn't facilitate it.
Yeah.
Because the UK weren't safe enough, bro. One, jewelers weren't trusting me to take away stock.
Yeah.
Here it's crazy, bro. I can walk down to my friend now, take 10 watches, he don't care. Take them, go where you want with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? In the UK, it wasn't like that. In the UK as well, it was like, it's a very dog-eat-dog. If I introduce my client to you who's a jeweler, I know you're going to steal my client.
Yeah.
So my purpose was to go big brands, big items, and I always wanted a showroom, but knew I was never going to get it in the UK. I didn't even think I'd have one in Dubai. But then I started to understand Dubai and understand the business. So I came to Dubai in December 22. Then I came back in 23 February. 23 February is when I met my business partner who's involved with the business now. He introduced me to his client base. We started to do loads of deals. I started to do a lot of Hermes.
How did you meet him?
Got referred by a client who turned into a friend who's a very successful businessman in the UK.
Okay.
He was like, bro, your work ethic is crazy. You're going to be really, really successful. He's got ADHD, you've got ADHD, you're two Dell boys, go and meet each other.
Okay, he's an English guy as well.
So yeah, he's from the UK, but lived in Dubai. His success story is phenomenal. That's a podcast on its own.
Yeah.
And I was so antisocial with networking because the network in the UK, I think, is so hard, bro.
Yeah.
So hard because no one wants to speak. Everyone's a little bit of a time waster. Everyone just talks a good game.
Yep.
I was like, bro, like, I'm on holiday, man. Like, I don't really, like, I don't know him. I don't want to meet up with him. And I nearly didn't meet him. Then when I met him and he was like, bro, like, what, you're only, what was I then? 23? No, I was still 22 because it wasn't even in April. He was like, what, you're only 23 or 22, whatever it is, right? He's like, bro, he sells supercars. He's like, I've got a network. Why don't I try and see if the guys that buy cars maybe want to buy clothes? I was like, bro, yeah, it could work. Telling me, I'll introduce you to this person, this person, this person. I thought, this guy's just typical UK guy. Says he's going to do, but won't do. Bro, in the space of 24 hours, I was in like 25 group chats. Hi, mate, what have you got available? What have you got available? What have you got available? So I started to do loads of deals from the UK. But in between that, bro, I'm still traveling. I'm going to Spain. I'm going Paris. I'm going all around the world. Still making really, really good money. But now I'm tasting the Dubai money. These are people that are spending large amounts in a short period of time. I've got very big clients in the UK, but it was sporadic spending.
Yeah.
Someone's turning around, bro, and I remember one guy spent like £150,000. And I remember going like, what, you want to pay up front? He's like, yeah.
Where's this in Dubai?
But he's based in Dubai. So what I would do, I would source, use my European teams, I had loads of buyers in Europe, and then we would just send it to Dubai.
Yeah.
So then it was like, wait a minute, I'm in an office, I'm doing more deals in Spain, Marbella, Dubai. Like, what's going on with the UK? Then Ahmed, who you done a podcast with, who's a friend of my business partner, was like, why don't you do a pop-up in the supercar showroom? So I come back in July, did a pop-up, sold out within 2 days.
Really? Everything?
I think I didn't bring much stock because, like, again, bro, I underestimated myself. I thought, pop-up, I'm not on that level yet, man.
Yeah.
No one knows the Trend brand. But because we had built up quite a good name from me being in the UK and my business partner being here, we did, and to be fair, it's probably a really, really bad pop-up, bro. I didn't put any thought or process into it. I think I had a garden table, put a load of Dior and Louis Vuitton on it, but we sold out in seconds. I started to realise there's not a home-from-home personal shopper here. Yeah, there's a lot of expats here and they want to deal with their own and they want something home from home. It's why I feel like, and I always use Dubai Hills as a business model, but Dubai Hills is like being home. It's why it's always full of home from home. It's why people gravitate towards there. That's how I feel my showroom is.
Yeah.
It's home from home, right? Did the pop-up. Still at this point, I'm not thinking about relocating. I still live at home. I'll pay a little bit of rent. I'm very comfy. I fell out of love with the UK, but would never think about going to live in the desert. A million miles away, right?
Yeah.
See the success of that, and he was like, mate, move. So I'm not moving, man. So I'm not doing that. He's like, what have you got to lose? Yeah, if it doesn't work, go back home. If it works,
what was stopping you from moving?
It's the thing about why I didn't leave my 9 to 5, bro. It was like, I got comfortable. It's very easy to get comfortable. Yeah, I'm a risk taker, but this is more than a risk.
Yeah.
You're asking me to relocate myself and my missus and move out, and me and my missus move in together and get my own house. I'm like, hey, how do you even get a house? I'm I'm asking mad questions. He's like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
He's like, when you come, I'm like, how do I get a car? How do I get an ID? Can I even come back to the UK? Do you know what I mean? I'm asking mad questions. And I remember it was around July, we done a pop-up, June, July, August, maybe September. I said to my missus, you know what? We're going to do it. Because we did say it in Feb about moving out, but you do that all the time. But we go to the Maldives, could live here. Go to Marbella, I could really live here. Like, it's that holiday bubble, right? And
Go on.
And she was like to me, she's like, if you do it, I'll do it. She's like, I'll always support you.
I was just going to say, I'm interested to know what your missus says, because this is the same woman, when you were first dating her, said, you know, I think you should continue doing that.
Yeah.
And now you're saying
She's seen it come up, bro, yeah? Because when I
Exactly.
first met her, I had a smart car. Yeah. I didn't have any money, really, yeah? She's seen the whole come up. I think when we went on our second date, I think she actually paid, which sounds terrible now, right? So she's seen the come up, which does me a favour, really, because I think if I tried to get with someone now and they know I sell Hermes bags, they'll probably absolutely rip me to shreds. Yeah, exactly. But I'll be honest with you, bro, it was more the thing of like, if you don't want to go, I'm still going.
Yeah.
And I remember actually saying that to her. And she's like, I was like, well, if you don't want to go, I'm still going to go, bro. Because at this point, right, I'm 23, I've got nothing to lose, man. Like, I moved out in 2023, January 4th, and I thought, you know what? Let me go and do it. Because ultimately, my business partner was right. What is the worst that can happen? I'll just go back.
Yeah.
I'll go back. My business is still in the UK. I still kept my office. We're still making money. So I moved to Dubai in January, and the last 12 months, bro, have been the best 12 months of my life. Like, Dubai is a life hack. I wish I'd done it sooner. And I say to everyone now, the biggest risk in life is taking no risk at all. Business was still good in the UK, but when you come here and you see the fast cars, there's no motivation in London for me. Yeah, I was falling out with people, bro. I was isolating myself from people because I was trying to have conversations with people and people were laughing at me. Bro,
what sort of conversation are you trying to have?
Like, I was having big conversations. I was talking my dreams out loud and people going, oh, mate, like, have a day off.
I was just going to say that. Do you feel like the energy is different? You know, here when you're in Dubai, you can have conversations like epic, great conversations that fulfill your mindset and make you chase your dreams and all of that.
Yeah.
But there's not many people I could say in the UK that you can have those conversations with.
You can't, because the unimaginable is not imaginable in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm talking about a showroom. Don't do that. That's a risk. I don't think you should do that. I don't think you should go and get a physical base because everything's online.
Yeah.
I know the game, but I used to always ask for someone's advice because it made it either go right or it'd go wrong.
Yeah.
Or I'd speak to friends about my wins and I'd feel like I'm bloating. Or I'd go and buy a nice car and I'd put something on Instagram and I feel like, you know what, take that down because maybe like people are going to think you're showing off. You shouldn't have to think like that though, right? Or I would say success stories to my friends and they would laugh. And I even sometimes get it now, bro. Some people laugh at me and go, oh, mate, you're just waffling. Well, come and look at the numbers. Do you know what I mean? Come and see what we're doing here. And it's funny because my pals always support me back home, but my pals come over recently and I was like, oh, mate, what, like, you are actually killing it. And I think it's easy to have a facade on social media, but when they come here and they go, you actually have got Birkin bags here.
This is the real deal.
Or the showroom is actually full to the brim of stock. And then you do the whole maths thing and people are working things out and what, you own all your stock? Yeah, all this stock's mine. But it's probably 500,000, 350 grand in this cabinet. This
Pounds
is all my stock.
dirhams?
No, pounds.
Pounds?
Yeah, you got to think each bag is £25,000. 100k, 200k, probably about 400 more. No, there's more, bro. Probably £500,000 in that cabinet.
£500,000, and this is just one corner.
That's one
And
corner,
obviously you guys who are watching the podcast right now can't see the rest of the showroom.
Yeah,
but I'm sure there's probably another $500,000 scattered around the room somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we've got stock in and around Dubai. Like we've got collaborations with hotels and we stock other people's stores as well. So yeah, I've got a lot of inventory, bro, and it makes me think I should actually start selling a lot of it now.
So when you came to Dubai, did you instantly get a showroom? Or
No. So when I came to Dubai, I moved in Jan, and this was also hard because I was like I had no routine. It was like, wake up, what do I do now? Okay, go meet my business partner. Bro, we was driving around Dubai like the two Del boys of Dubai. Like we're driving around, we was filling the boot up. We used to just go meet people, open the boot, sell a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
And our business still to this day now grew on word of mouth. We was like you're the two guys that have got the car full of Hermes. Like I was putting videos on Instagram in the morning of 50 Hermes boxes in the back and at 10 o'clock at night, empty boot.
Yeah.
And it started to trend a little bit, bro. Everybody wanted to know who he was. Then it got to a point where I was like, that client is spending £20,000, but we can't upsell because out the back of a boot, he's only spending what he wants to spend.
Yeah.
We got to get a showroom, bro. Or we got to get some sort of physical base. And then we was umming and ahhing, like, do we get a street-based store? Can't afford it. And then this base here in the Golden Diamond Park, which is super unheard of to get like a retail space or even a space be available, come up randomly, bro. There's actually a bag dealer here. They used to sell like Gucci and Michael Kors, and they just wanted to leave. And then a friend of ours was like, bro, the units come up, take it or not.
Yeah.
And this is 100k a year rent, right? And my business partner said it's 100k a year, we've got to sign for 2 years. I was like, no, bro. I was like, I can't do that. I was like, I don't even know if this is home.
Yeah.
And then I was contingency planning for, okay, cool, look, bro, if it doesn't work, I'll still go back to the UK.
100k pounds or dirhams?
Dirhams.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
cool.
100,000 dirhams a year. 100,000 dirhams a year. But I've created a contingency plan if it doesn't work.
Okay.
Which isn't the normal Harley because I'm a risk taker, right? So I remember sitting to my missus and going, okay, cool. If it doesn't work, it's fine because I'll still make money from the UK. And when we move back to the UK, I'll just pay you, bro. Like, you do what you want with the space. I'll pay my half if it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Took the space. I'm like, but like, I didn't know how to design it. Didn't know what to do. We had the space for ages. Didn't do anything with it. We're like, where do we go now? Because he's not a businessman. I'm a businessman, but we've never had a physical space. Like reselling the personal shopping is done from my phone, bro.
Yeah.
So this is a whole new scene for me.
Yeah.
This year's been weird. It's like conversating with clients for longer than 10 minutes is weird.
Yeah.
Because normally I do it on WhatsApp and I go into another deal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or I'm not there physically with them. Then we opened a showroom. So we took the showroom in January, February, March.
What, 2024?
March 2024.
Yep.
Opened it in April 2024.
Yep.
And it's just gone from strength to strength to strength to strength.
I want to talk about the process of the showroom. So, as you said there, it's 100k a year lease.
Yep.
For 2 years. When did it come to, because this space looks actually beautiful, bro.
Bro, it looked terrible before.
So, how did it actually come to you designing it? Because, as you said, you ain't done retail before like that. So, what was the whole thought process about? Did you get an interior designer or?
Yeah. So, again, where'd you find an interior designer? Where'd you even find builders? Bro, we didn't have a clue. We're like, why don't we just do it ourselves?
Yeah.
We can't do that. Like, I remember looking at it and I remember walking in here and I was like, you know what? Maybe we just leave it as it is, put a few shelves up, and because I haven't had a space where people come into before. It's more, what do I like?
Yeah.
So, when we first took it, then we got terrible news that the air conditioning was busted.
Yeah.
So we had to pay a couple of about 20 or 30,000 dirhams more.
Yeah.
Already now I'm like, bro, I already want to pull out of it. We've just been sold an office. We signed a contract that says that the AC unit is liable for us. We didn't even read the contract. Didn't read anything. Then we got an interior design in here, got a builders in here. Then we was getting overquoted. We put like I think we said like 50,000 dirham budget. Yeah, we thought that's way too much. I think we spent about 170,000 dirham on this.
Really?
Yeah. And then it was in like, so January, February, March. So it took 2 months, bro, to try and find a builder that we liked. Found a builder, didn't like it. Cheap labor, wasn't right. Then we found another builder, we're like, cool, let's just go with it. And then they've done an amazing job, I feel. I want to change it now and I want to expand. So we opened just after my birthday, April 10th, we opened.
And how was that? The opening day?
I didn't do an opening.
Oh, you didn't do an opening?
Didn't know how to do it, bro. No, we just opened.
Yeah, just open the doors. All right, we're open now.
Yeah, that was it. I still to this day haven't done an opening. Because I didn't know, because I'm a salesman. Like, I don't know how to do an opening. What do I do? How do we do an opening? We just open the showroom and the same people that are buying from the back of the car started to come in. But now they're spending double. The person spending 20,000 is spending 100,000.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking dirhams, bro. I'm talking pounds.
Yeah.
Dubai is nuts. Every single day is a deal. Whether it's a Birkin, whether it's a pair of shoes, whether it's a new outfit, sales started to absolutely go through the roof because we're not doing it from a car no more. All the stock that we had in the back of the car and in my business partner's house, we're bringing in here. And there's barely anything in here when we opened.
And going back to what you said, you couldn't upsell them before from the back of a boot.
Now, like, I'm upsell king. Clients hate me, bro.
So give me an example. Let's just say I've come in for a pair of Dior trainers or something like that. Yeah. How do you upsell me? What do you do exactly? What's the process?
Well, listen, every day's an event in Dubai, right?
Yeah.
If you're coming in for a pair of Dior trainers, you've got to match it with a t-shirt. Yeah. So like, I've just had a client now. He come in the other day to buy one bag, end up leaving with 4, end up leaving with a pair of shoes, pair of sandals. He's bought a grey pair of Hermes shoes. I want to match it, bro. You've got to match it with a bag. And out here, bro, it's a sort of, you can so get in people's heads here and really manipulate someone in a good way. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like taking him for everything, but it's like, you're out this weekend, bro, your shoes have got to match your bag. Do you know what I mean? Or what, your watch is gold, well then you've got to get a bag with gold hardware.
Yeah.
Or your shoes are grey and your bag's grey. Bro, I've got a banging grey Hermes t-shirt. So people will walk out wanting to buy a pair of shoes, they'll walk out of an outfit. Do you know what I mean? And then it's word of mouth. Like, we run no ads. We ain't even got a website, bro. And we've probably got solid clients, over 500 solid clients.
It's all about that customer interaction, how you make them, when they walk out of the door after purchasing, how do they feel?
Yeah, and I say this, bro, Trendsourcing is not, we're not resellers.
Yeah.
I'm not a personal shopper. I'm an experience. Yeah, I want you to walk out of my showroom and say, you know what? That was an experience.
Yeah, can't wait to go back.
I didn't have to do anything. Because, bro, see about Dubai, right? Dubai is all about clout. Yeah, it's all about buying your time. You go to Dubai Mall, you're there for 4 hours, you're going to get lost, you're not going to find your car and you're not going to get what you want.
Yeah.
Come to me, or I send my driver to you to pick you up and bring you to my showroom, and you're going to find what you want in it. Because what's in here isn't on the shop floor. Yeah, people go, but is it not available in the shop? No, these Birkins you're not getting. So if you want a Birkin, it's here now, sit down, I'll do you a coffee, relax, enjoy the experience. That's why we've grown so quick.
So I know you were speaking about off camera as well, but just to mention it on camera, these you can't get in retail.
You cannot get these bags retail. Look, yes, you can get them retail. Yeah, if you're spending hundreds of thousands of pounds. So I'll let you in on a thing here. So Dubai is the only country that I'm aware of that you have to spend a certain amount, figured amount, to then the door to open to potentially get a bag.
Yeah.
So the last time I checked, it was 250,000 dirhams. You have to spend 250,000 dirhams in one transaction.
In one
transaction before that door opens to, would you like to look at bags?
Okay.
May not be the bag that you want.
Yeah.
That 250,000 dirham can't be spent on things that you think that you like. Yeah, it's got to be spent on pillows and blankets and shoes and cutlery and
just random shit.
You need to look like a Hermes advocate. Yeah. Like a client of mine,
I want it all over my house.
A client of mine spent over 1 million dirhams kitting out his villa to then go and get a Birkin 25. Explain that to me.
Yeah.
When you can come to me, not spend 1 million dirhams and get the exact bag you want. Yes, you paid resale, but do the maths.
It's just like the same thing with the top end of luxury cars, right? I was watching a video the other day on how people get the top end Ferrari. So in this case will be the new Ferrari F80. They've got to spend in excess of, let's just say, 30 million quid for them to get that car that only costs about 3-4 million quid.
Exactly.
Because they want you to advocate and excuse my language, but basically suck off the brand for you to get what you want, basically.
This is what I mean, bro. It's a scam, right? And the service now from these mainstream brands are terrible. Have you ever been in Hermes?
No.
Bro, don't. You go into Hermes, they're making you wait hours, which in Dubai I think isn't, people are in Dubai, I'm not waiting, do you know who I am kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Here, you can walk in and you'll get served straight away by one of my expert teams.
Yeah.
Whether that be me, whether that be one of our sales guys, whether that be we go to people's houses. Yeah, I'll come and deliver a Birkin at a beach club.
Yeah.
Hermes will not do that for you.
Yeah.
Hermes will not tell you what you should really put your money.
And it's almost a flex as well, because imagine you're in a beach club with your friends and stuff like that,
Bro.
and a Birkin's coming.
Bro, I met my biggest client at South Beach near the Burge.
Really?
Yeah, my biggest client probably each month spends $250,000.
Yeah.
Met him at a beach club.
Mad.
Yeah, met him at a beach club, and it was a client of mine who introduced me to him. He was like, bro, can you come down to South Beach? We're in one of the cabanas, bring everything. No word of a lie, bro. I took everything. The guy didn't even look at the items. He said, what's in there? I said, a bag. He went, how much? Give me a big wad of cash, and I left. And I've been servicing it ever since.
What was that transaction figure, if you don't mind me asking?
That transaction figure was probably around 200,000 dirham for a first transaction.
Yeah.
Just met each other in a beach club. And you got to think, I love it when they say, can you come to me? Because when I'm in your environment, you're going to spend more.
Yeah.
Because you feel more comfortable. You say yes. You feel like the guy.
Yeah.
Man, you're sitting on your sofa, bro. Like these clients are in their Versace robes. They're sitting there chilling. They're on their phone. I walk in with all the bags. They've not got to lift a finger.
Yeah, so they're loving it because of the convenience, but you're also loving it because you know that they're going to buy more.
Exactly, but that's what we do here. Of course, it's in my best interest to get people into the showroom because you can see my setup, know we're trustworthy.
Yeah.
Like buy a little bit more. But
like
all my VVIPs have never been in there.
Yeah.
Never been in there, bro.
How did you get access to your VVIPs?
So look, my business partner's got a massive network. So the foundation of Trend Dubai is from my business partner's network. He's a little bit different to me on how he operates. He's not the kind of person that will just go up to someone and try networking.
Yeah.
See me, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
If I see someone in a nice watch, in a nice car, in a nice outfit, I'm going over. Yeah, I remember the first time I come to Dubai, I was here for about 2 weeks. I was in Blue Waters. I went over to this table of guys and they actually told me to F off. I just bowled
Why
over
did you
there.
go to them? Because you saw them nice outfits.
Bro,
nice
there's
watch.
a table of like 10 guys. They've all got nice watches on. They're all wearing Hermes. That for me is money.
Yeah.
That's cash. It'd be silly for me not to walk past and not go over to them. They're screaming.
What did you go over and say?
Probably weren't the best sales, but I sort of stuttered like hell, bro. Imagine going up to a table with 10 guys. I'm like, look, I thought I'd come over and introduce myself, and they stopped me quick. Like, bro, no, go away. They're just like pushing me away. And one older guy there said, no. I said, what do you want? And I said, look, I've just moved out to Dubai. I'm due to open a showroom here. I specialize in high-end luxury brands, Hermes, Loro Piana, Louis Vuitton. Let me take your number and look, maybe I'll come in handy. No. We have someone already. Listen, all my big clients have said this to me. Took my number. I took his number. I nurtured him for about 2 or 3 weeks. Bingo. Hey, bro, have you got this available? I had it available. The rest was history. He's still a client now. And he's probably introduced me to 10, 20, 30 people.
And was it a simple thing he was asking for that, hey, have you got this available?
No, it was a Hermes de Peche, which I luckily had. That was fate for me, bro. And before he actually messaged me, he seen me in Hermes a couple of weeks before with loads of bags.
Yeah.
So now in my head, I'm thinking, now he knows I'm the guy. I'm not just a kid that's gone over to him. He's seen me in Hermes. He's seen me dropping money.
In person, he's seen you in Hermes.
He's seen me in Hermes and I went over and shook his hand.
Yeah.
So I sort of build that bit of rapport. And that's sort of like the biggest tip of advice I say to someone is don't try and sell straight away. I didn't try and sell straight away to when I met them.
Yeah.
I informed them about the business. See him in Hermes. I introduce myself, and it's like what I do now, bro. I'm not going to say buy from me.
Yeah.
I'll introduce my service. If I see you out, it's not do you want to buy it? It's how you mate. You good?
Yeah.
It will organically transition back to me eventually.
It's
100%.
exactly, we were speaking about this off camera. Gino, Strada Real Estate, round the corner from here. His thing is all customer service driven.
Yeah.
He'll just have a chat with you, give you value, how you doing, catch up and all that sort of stuff. I think he knows for a fact that I'm locked in as a future client.
Yeah.
Like just because when you're friends with them, you're friendly, you have a good vibe with them.
The deal will organically come, bro. It will organically come. It's
yeah.
like I meet real estate agents now, and it fucking annoys me, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, where are you investing at the minute?
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, ask me how my day is, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, and for me, it's not like, oh, do you want to buy Hermes bags? I want to add value. So the way that I pitch to people, I'll be like, look, maybe you've got a personal shopper right now, but for sure you're going to need a last minute gift. I've got drivers in and around Dubai. I can take away the legwork from going to Dubai Mall. Take a business card, and if you need anything, give me a shout. Not do you want to buy. If they want to buy, they're going to ask you, right? Once you build a relationship, then you can upsell. Now I'll text my clients, be like, are you still in the market for anything? That will come after you've built a relationship with them.
Yeah.
But you trying to sell straight away, it's just like everybody else in Dubai, bro.
Do you still carry business cards on you?
Look, it's funny, only until last... So I did a presentation in front of Le Clef Dior, which is the biggest concierge company within Dubai. So basically, they're actually concierge workers within all of the most prestigious hotels. Burj Al Arab, Al Naseem, these people that work for the hotels, but they head up the concierge.
Yep.
Only till then I got a business card. Because someone used to go to me, you got a business card? I'm the business card. I'm going to give you a card that you're not going to acknowledge, they're going to put in your wallet or throw away. Like, no, I'm the business card. When I speak to somebody, I have to take something away from that meeting. I.e. your phone number, i.e. your social media. I need something. I always took numbers, right? Because if I've got your number, I can call you at some point or I can text you at some point.
Yeah.
I never used to carry a business card. Now I do, and it does help to a certain extent, especially when someone's in a rush or it's not the right environment. So like if I had a business card when I see them 10 guys, I probably would have given them a business card, but would have I converted? I don't think so, man. They would have looked at it and gone, another business card.
Yeah, probably left it on the table or something like that.
Yeah, exactly that. But when you're there speaking, take a number, follow up later down the line on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Don't try and sell. Let them know what service you're offering, the value you can offer. That's where you're going to convert.
And then they'll come.
Yeah.
Why is it important? I know you mentioned this off camera and on the podcast just now as well, that you own all your stock. Why is that such an important factor, something to mention?
Yeah, look, it would be smart for me to consign. Consign meaning that someone brings me the item, it's their item. Once I sell it, we pay them.
Sale or return,
it would probably mean less risk for me, right?
Yeah.
But bro, I get a buzz from buying this stuff, man. It's a buzz for me to turn around and go, you know what? I've got £500,000 worth of bags. Because these bags are going to sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like some people invest in crypto. Some people, like my friend the other day, he's like, bro, why don't you jump in other investments? I'm like, bro, for me at the minute, bags is where I'm at. Yeah. Go and buy Trump coin. No, bro, go and buy a Birkin. Do you know what I mean? Like, 'cause that's where my safe bet is, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a partner of a car company now. Bro, we make more money from a Birkin than we do from an Urus.
Really?
Yeah, my business partner, right, when he first joined me, he's like, bro, wait a minute. We're making more comms on a Birkin than we're making on an Urus. I'm like, yeah, bro. And the people are going to buy more Birkins than they are Uruses. Don't get me wrong, Trend Auto, which is our, like where my business partner's a broker for the car company and I sort of help out, and he's a broker, makes a lot of good money, right? But this makes more money, man. Because somebody always needs a new t-shirt, always needs a new bag. And a new bag today won't be a new bag tomorrow.
So I got to say this then. Why not just sack off the car company and go all in on this? Because you said it there. Someone's only going to buy €1.
Yeah.
No one needs 2 or 3 Uruses.
Yeah.
And they probably don't have the space to park 2 or 3 Uruses as well.
Yeah.
Birkin, you're making more money. They're probably going to buy more as well. So why not just go all in on, the personal shopping side of things?
I'm 110% in personal shopping. My business partner has no clue about this. Didn't know what a Birkin was before he met me. He was cars. I don't want him to be in the office. I know personal shopping. He knows cars. And also, bro, I look at Trend Auto like meta ads.
In what sense?
So what I mean by that, I don't run ads. But us having a car company, selling high-end luxury cars is only going to deviate more business to me, vice versa. So me and him are always playing ping pong.
Yeah.
Someone buys a Birkin, they buy a car from him.
Yeah.
I've created and I will have the best one-stop shop in Dubai. My business partner specialises in hospitality tickets and sports cars. I specialise in luxury fashion, leather goods. Merge that into one, we've got the best thing that's ever come to Dubai.
Just need property part of that as well.
Exactly. But that's the goal for us. We spoke about this the other day. Real estate's a massive thing. I'm friends with all the big real estate. Gino, I know, Gary, all the real estate agents we know. When I'm ready, I will go down that route and then won't create a real estate company, but I've got the client.
Yeah.
Right? That will buy anything.
Yeah, so exactly, yeah. So you don't even have to create the company because...
I'll just be an introducer.
Yeah, exactly. Introducer, broker.
Yeah.
Split commissions, done.
Exactly. I've sold one off-plan since being out here.
Yeah.
And that was with Strada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I introduced one of my clients to them. They bought an off-plan. I got a commission.
Yeah.
Did make more money in the Birkin though. Than
Really?
I did the off-plan. Yeah, but it's because it's what I know. Yeah, and like I think if I knew real estate, there'll be bigger deals. It weren't a big deal. It was like a studio in JVC that he bought. But I know I've got the clients. And it's like the same client buying a bag buys a car, the same person buying a car buys real estate. But I don't want to do everything at the minute.
Yeah.
It's why I'm building relationships with different real estate brokers and like, look, I'll introduce my client to you.
Yeah.
You sell them the property, come and bring me a wage check when you're done.
Fairs. You were saying earlier on that, you're opening more locations as well.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Bro, I'm here to take over. I'm not here to take part. And as I said to you earlier in the pod, I'd rather be the guy that said he tried to do it and it didn't work. Do you know, it is going to work. I've got Dubai's fastest growing showroom and I will have Dubai's fastest growing showrooms. Right, in the space of 12 months, we've got a billboard next to Fashion Avenue near Dubai Mall. Yeah, straight as you turn into Fashion Avenue, big Trendsourcing Dubai billboard. We've collaborated with the Address JBR, probably one of Dubai's most prestigious hotels. Right in the heart of JBR. We've got a cabinet there, all of our luxury bags. We're sponsoring a few other big names within Dubai. Other showrooms for me, because I want to have an aggressive approach. So there is another location opening somewhere in Dubai, which I won't say yet. Because there's evil eye, bro. Camera? Yeah, well, I'll let you know it. There's a lot of evil eye here, and I know there's evil eye on me because I've been in Dubai 12 months. I'm from the UK. I am a little bit of a Jack the Lad.
Yeah.
People are thinking, well, the bag deal is here for sure. Thinking, how's he come into the market and taken over?
Yeah.
And I know that for a fact because I've been told this, right? And I love it. I love being the underdog.
It thrives you, innit?
Bro, it motivates me. Like, if people hate on me, that motivates me because it means I'm doing something right.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I told you about the videographer that we have. The videographer that we had went and got another job and the person wouldn't give him a job because he worked for me because they deem us as a threat and a competition. They're big dogs in the Hermes space, bro, and they think I'm competition. That for me just fueled my fire to go even harder. It makes me want to open another 5 showrooms.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I'm not even started yet, bro. I'm still finding my feet.
Bro, still 24 years old.
I look 34.
Yeah, it looks 34, definitely. I mean, I thought you were 35 when we first spoke and stuff.
Look, it helps me now, right? I'd rather look 34 now and be 24. I'd rather look 34 now because it helps me with business. Like if I'm 34, look 44, then obviously that's not good.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously we know that you've got the fastest growing showroom here.
Yeah.
What do some of your clients look like, and have you got any celebrity clientele that you could, I suppose, name drop in here?
Yeah. So for example, Hamzat UFC fighter came in the other day.
Yeah.
Athletic Coverage's Samuel Lino, he come in. We had Mo Vlogs coming here just before you walked in. Done a live stream.
Shout out Mo.
But bro, I'll be honest with you, like I've always I've always not wanted to deal with like famous clients because like when I first ever started, there was a certain football player that I won't mention who reached out to my Instagram, and when we quoted him, he sent a question mark to "I've got to pay?" And that for me was an eye opener. Of course you've got to pay, but because of the power of social media, and unfortunately these players and influential people can reach out and get stuff for free. I haven't got the backing and money to be able to just go and give you a £10,000 order for free. I understand you've got to give a little to get a little. But like, for example, one of my clients, Steven Gerrard.
Really?
So, and I never even knew it was Steven Gerrard, bro.
How not?
So a client of mine was like, oh, bro, a friend of mine wants to buy a Birkin.
Yeah.
Call me up. I was like, okay, bro. He's like, yeah, Stevie, speak to Harley. Speaking to this, bro, everyone's scouse in Dubai, right? So I'm not going to know it's Steven Gerrard at the end of the phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, mate, so I want to buy this and I want to buy that. I'm like, okay, cool. It wasn't until he paid, I spoke to his PA, that then I realised it's Steven Gerrard. And even then I'm like, to my business partner, like, do you think I should ask?
Yeah.
But how do I word it?
Yeah.
Steven, is that you?
Yeah.
And I was like, he's like, no, mate, just message him and say like, look, if it is Steven Gerrard, when you're next in Dubai, I would love to look after you, which I've said to him.
Yeah.
It'd be an honour to have him come in the showroom and for us to give him something. That's someone who deserves to have something, right?
Yeah.
So Steven Gerrard's one of our clients, but then I've got like crypto moguls and business moguls, bro, and like real entrepreneurs, and they're the ones that spend more money than these famous people.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. In today's day and age, the way people are making money online, meme coins, crypto, freaking forex, whatever the case may be.
Yeah,
because you got a lot of Gen Zs making a shitload of money,
bro, so much.
And they're making so much, and all they want to do is flex more.
Exactly.
Who did I have this conversation with? I had this conversation with a guy named Gio. He deals with crypto and stuff like that, and he was saying, the modern day flex is, crypto goes up, Bitcoin goes up, and then eventually people want to flex. So in the digital world, they flex with NFTs and stuff like that.
Exactly.
And in the other world, they flex with Birkins, they flex with trainers, designer gear and all that sort of stuff.
Exactly that, bro. And crypto's played a massive part in our business. As I said to you, I appeared in a podcast recently about crypto and how has it redefined personal shopping.
Yeah.
Got to think, bro, with Bitcoin at an all-time high, we've made a lot of money.
Yeah.
With all these meme coins, we're making more money because these people are going to make profits. And where are they going to spend it? With me.
Yeah.
They want to come and buy the latest watch, the latest bag, or even with a car company, they want to go and buy the latest car.
Yeah.
It's all about clout out here.
Yeah.
All about clout.
What's the most expensive thing you got here in the showroom?
Most expensive thing at the minute is probably this mini Kelly there.
Which
Grey
one here?
cement. Yeah, this one here.
The one on the right hand side?
One of our smallest bags. So this one here, Croco.
Okay, the one in the...
That's genuine Croco skin. That is 275,000 dirhams, so just shy of 60k pounds.
Crazy.
Yeah.
60k pounds?
Yeah. The most expensive bag that I've sold was just shy of 1 million dirhams.
Just shy of 1 million dirhams.
Yeah.
So that's almost 300 grand basically.
Yeah, I think it's around 265,000 dirhams.
Yeah,
265,000 pounds.
Yeah.
That was to a very VVIP client.
What bag was it?
That was a pink Croco Pachette, gold hardware, only one in the world.
Yeah.
Bubblegum Pachette.
Was that a HHS?
A HSS. You're learning, bro. You're learning. Yeah. So that was a special order.
Yeah.
And what's another expensive item? All of these bags, and they're not cheap, bro. Like these bags are 25k each pounds. That's a lot of money.
Yeah, of
Bear in
course
mind
it is,
they retail at 9k.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get one.
Not going to get one.
And if you want one, this is where you come.
Yeah.
Right?
What about the most rarest item that you got?
The most rarest item, a lot of our rare items are sold. We had one bag in recently, Birkin 25. From this cabinet here, rare I would say is that Depeche. Not by price, but that's the only one in the world at the minute. That's a HSS special order. That means that the client got offered to pick a colour and a hardware. They wait 12 months. and then it's theirs.
12 months.
12 months, yeah. That gets produced just for them, bro. But the only way that will not become the only one in the world is if someone supposedly picks the same.
Yeah.
Which is very rare sometimes.
Yeah.
But then I'll say the Loro Piana New Balance, which are out of shot, but only 1,000 pairs made in the world. New Balance's first ever collaboration with Loro Piana. They retail at £800.
That's an interesting collaboration.
Weird.
Two different spectrums of footwear.
Really, really weird collaboration, bro. And when it dropped, I thought it was fake, and I got told months before they ever dropped. And I was like, nah, it's got to be like someone's obviously come out of it, and it's not going to work.
Yeah.
But it only work in Dubai.
Can we grab him?
Yeah. Come here. Yeah. Should I get him?
Yeah. Just watch the camera and stuff like that.
And these are very, very ugly. They're not like for a Loro Piana New Balance. So this is them. Have a little look at them, bro. So it's mad because they've adopted more of the New Balance than they have Loro Piana.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't wear them.
I mean, I wouldn't have seen, you remove that logo there, I would not even have thought they were Loro Piana.
No, exactly that. They've only coloured the colours. Yeah, so the colour composites Loro Piana.
Yeah.
They retail at 4,000 dirham, which is about 850, and they're retailing at about 4k at the minute.
Dirhams?
No, £4,000.
Oh, £4,000?
Yeah. So they're about £800 cost.
Yep.
Reselling for about 4k.
So what's that dirhams? How much?
So 4,000 dirhams, and we're reselling them for in and apart 15 to 18,000 dirham.
Yeah. Crazy,
and
mental.
only 1,000 pairs in the world.
Yep.
We sold probably about 25 pairs.
That's mental.
Yeah, like bro, people wear these in the gym though.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That
they do.
People wear them in the gym. Yeah. Like that, this is the only place that these will work. I've never sold a pair to the UK, never seen a pair in the UK. It's one collaboration that don't work, but we're in Dubai.
Yeah.
What doesn't work in Dubai?
Being 24 years old, Harley, like, where do you want to take things in your life? Because I think naturally you're always going to want to work.
Yeah.
You're never going to want to retire just because of the love for it, which I love to see that in yourself as well. But when I say where do you want to take it in terms of where do you want to be, what do you imagine your life to look like in 10 years? Is there ever a point where you want to settle down more?
Yeah.
You know?
Do you know what, bro? I hate the where do you see yourself in 10 years question, right? And Stephen Bartlett put something out about it a while ago, and he's talking about like, how can you plan 10 years ahead? Of course I have a plan, right? At the minute, in all honesty, I'm really enjoying the journey. Like if anybody would have told me 12 months ago that I would be doing another year in Dubai with Dubai's fastest growing showroom, turning over the numbers we're turning over now, with the friendship group and network that I've got now, would have laughed and said, nah, never gonna work. I didn't expect to still be here, right? Where do I see Dubai being the fastest growing showroom? We will be. No one else has done what I've done at the minute, bro. Like, no one's come over from the UK, opened up a showroom in the reselling space. In fact, a lot of businesses are stopping in the UK. Yeah, so I've done something that no one else has done. A lot of people are trying to follow suit now. I do want to be the next Farfetch, but on a much bigger, better scale, right? I think I have a big passion for this. I want bigger showrooms. I don't want to share the goal that I've got because my business partner told me this when I first moved out here. Be careful what you say and who you share it to because there's someone always bigger than you in Dubai. Someone could tomorrow, bro, have way more money than what I've got.
And just open it wherever it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The one thing they won't have is the passion that I've got.
Yeah.
But this isn't going to be my forever. I don't want to be reselling shoes forever. I definitely won't retire. Someone said this the other day, if I won the lottery, would I retire? No. If I sold the business, what would I do? I'd go set up another one.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to start doing the bigger deals. I want to be involved in the private jet deals, the big real estate deals. Do you know what I mean? I want to be doing I want a bigger portfolio. And I can do that. So what I'm doing is I'm strategically building up a client base and building relationships with some of the richest people in the world, some of the most wealthiest moguls in Dubai that are clients of mine. So when I do turn around and say, I've got that 50 million dirham villa that I've got exclusivity to, do you want to buy it? They're going to turn around and say yes. So for me, it's just creating other arms and other businesses that are going to latch onto the Trend brand. But at the minute, I'm just enjoying the journey, man. I'm loving every minute of it. I'm in the office I'm in the showroom every single day. I love speaking to new clients. People always say, oh, but you being the owner, maybe like, shouldn't you be, why are you waiting in the showroom? Every conversation is worthwhile here. I'm meeting some amazing people, bro, that are opening doors that I would never imagine. I'm making money, as I told you, from things that I'm not even involved in.
Yeah.
I'm getting, like, people are giving me crypto tips that I'm getting involved in and making a lot of money from. And I'm got the car company that I don't have any involvement in, but I'm making money from it because the door's been opened.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't started yet. Do you see what I mean? Like, this for me is a test phase. I want a much bigger showroom. Like, if I could have the next Selfridges, but on a personal shopping level, that's what I'll do. And I will do it. I will do it. And I'm thinking about the ideas now of what we've got going on this year. And I do want to say them, but I want to keep my cards close to my chest on this one because we've got some big things that are going to shock a lot of people this year for sure.
Well, I'm hoping by now you've started your journey on YouTube. And I think by the time this comes out, you may even have your first video out as well.
Yeah, 1st of Feb, we're gonna launch 1st of Feb. We've already got one video.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Again, I'm doing things that I enjoy, bro. That's like 24. I got to, as I said to you, bro, I got to a phase of not enjoying what I was doing just because I was running myself into the ground. Now I enjoy it. Like, yeah, I leave the office at 10, 11 p.m, but I flipping enjoy it. Yeah, I wake up at 5 a.m, but I love it. Like, I'm doing YouTube about things that I love. I've got an educational company teaching people how to get into reselling because I love it. And that is the most important thing. Like, if you love what you do, it's just never going to feel like work.
Exactly. What I was going to say off the back of that is make sure you document the journey as well.
100%.
Even if you don't have to post it, for example, your visioning of all the goals and things you want to do, and you don't want to speak about it out loud, understandably. But as you're doing it, document it, save all the footage, and then when it happens, you can literally release like a movie documentary of
100%,
everything all happening.
I've actually got a video of me nearly teary in January because I just didn't think the bar was going to work for me.
Yeah.
I've got that part. Then I've got me opening the showroom. Then I've got like, I document everything, bro.
Yeah.
I do the day in the life. So I've got my vision board. Like, I could write a book. I could probably create a Netflix series of what I've done over the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So that might be something. Put something on Netflix.
Bro, definitely. Well, Harley, if people want to find you, where can they do so?
So you can find Trendsourcing Dubai on Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. That's what's boosted the business massively. Harley J Trend. You can soon to find us on YouTube. Trendsourcing Dubai. You find us everywhere. We're everywhere at the minute. My face is popping up everywhere, which is good.
And people could just walk in here as well, right?
Anybody can walk in here. Yeah, most importantly, Carl, I forgot the showroom. Golden Diamond Park, building 2, floor 2, 2209 in Al Quoz. This is the hub for watches and for fashion. You can't miss us. Come down. Everybody is welcome. Even if you don't want to shop, and I say this to everybody, still come down. Still come down and see us. Come and see us. Come and network. There could be a business deal that we can do together. Like, this is not only a showroom, but it's a hub of success.
Yeah.
And everybody's welcome.
Love that. Well, guys, you heard it from Harley yourself. All the links are going to be in the description, so you can follow him there, and make sure you come down here. Golden Diamond District.
Golden Diamond Park.
Golden Diamond Park. Make sure you come down here, floor 2, 2209. And until then, I'll catch you on the next episode. Make sure you subscribe, like, share this to someone you know, and I'll catch you on the next episode of CEOCAST. Peace.
Perfect.